Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome into the video. So things are heating up in the stock market and we have a lot to get into in this one. As a reminder, there's always timestamps in the description for any part of the video that you want to skip to. And let's go ahead and get on into it. So last week we had the FOMC meeting catalyst that triggered the breakdown below that 280 to 282 key range of support on the SPY that we've been talking about, and the break below resulted in those bloody days on Thursday and Friday, falling through to the downside and sending it to the next key spot now, testing near the June lows at 362.17. It's now oversold on the 4-hour and daily candle time frames, which as we can see, each time that it has gotten overextended like this, the market has seen at the very least a decent sized relief bounce. So my game plan this week is to expect an early week bounce in the market to cool off these overextended to the downside conditions before setting up for the next tradable move. My base case is getting that balance and establish another lower high before potential final leg down and wash out below June lows before seeing a real rally back to the upside. The key levels that I'm watching on this balance to make a lower high are at 373, 377.5, and then the 380 to 382 range. If it was to break above that 382 level, we could actually start talking about a full reversal, but for now, these levels should be looked at as nothing more than spots that are likely to make a lower high before seeing more downside until this trend proves us wrong. Trading wise, it's never favorable to be shorting in oversold conditions like this, though at the same time, because the SPY has broken some major supports, the next balance will most likely have limited upside and be short-lived, so the best move right now is probably to be patient and wait on the next conviction setup. This could be something like a bear flag that rejects at one of those key resistance levels we've been talking about to establish that lower high before potentially triggering that next leg down. I personally think that the most likely spot to bottom at is between 340 and 350. 350 will act as a major psychological support level. The 50% retracement from COVID lows to all-time highs is at 349.12, and then pre-COVID highs is at $340, all some major spots. So if we get into that range, it'll be a pretty major buying opportunity for trades and investments, and is what I'm personally crossing my fingers for. And like I said, this is my base case scenario. This is what I think is most likely to happen, and that is a very likely spot to see a potentially long-term bottom. Taking a look at the fear/volatility index, the VIX, there's a super interesting setup forming here, which can coincide with that next possible leg down and washout move for the SPY. So the VIX has been forming this year-long wedge pattern, and that is getting super tight. If it breaks out above this trendline resistance, the setup is there for an explosion in fear and can give us that final capitulation selling, which can finally give us that actual market bottom. Like we've been talking about, historical bear markets have ended with the VIX in the high 40s at a minimum, and with this wedge pattern getting as tight as it is, on a breakout, we could see that VIX explosion into the high 40s/low 50s and the final panic sell, which in my opinion would be a high probability to give us that real market bottom, as this market has not yet really seen true capitulation. There's an old saying in stock market crashes that the leaders fall last, and look what happened this week. The number one leading sector that we've been talking about on the channel for the last few weeks is the solar sector, ticker symbol TAN, which has fallen back into that long-term falling wedge pattern. The major sector leaders in Enphase, ticker symbol ENPH, First Solar, ticker symbol FSLR, are following, along with those other leaders in the lithium sector, ALB and LTHM, and also Shockwave, ticker symbol SWAV, has rolled over this week as well. Because these names were the first to break out and make new highs in the bear market, they're still the ones that we should most likely expect to come out first when we finally do come out of it and lead into the new bull market. But this week's move just shows that nothing is safe in the short term in this market, and because these leaders are falling now, the current drop has a great chance, in my opinion, to be the final leg before we actually do bottom. Seasonality-wise, September is a very weak month, but October picks up seasonally, and with the midterm elections coming up, there's a lot of positives coming to the market after this tough month of September. I would personally love to see that final capitulation, selling, and washout move find a real market bottom in the next 1 to 2 months and set us up for a major bounce back in late 2022 and 2023. Some major opportunities are showing themselves as well now, such as Meta, ticker symbol META, which we talked about a couple weeks ago. Watch for that break below 155 support to trigger move down to 138 to 140 key support, which is where we are now. This is the same area that it bottomed right at COVID lows. Sentiment is through the floor right now on this company, and this will set up for a major bounce back soon, in my personal opinion. Along with that major support, it's also showing bullish divergence on the weekly chart, which means that while price is making lower lows, the RSI is making higher lows, and this indicates that the stock is due for reversal coming, and the larger the time frame is, the more likely it'll play out. So this is a very favorable long-term reversal setup, technically and fundamentally, though it certainly wouldn't hurt to wait for some type of reversal candle on the weekly chart to come out of this and start that reversal move before you try to catch the falling knife. The fear and greed index is showing we're back to the extreme fear category right now as well. So expect a crazy next few weeks in the market, but we are very close to the bottom in my opinion, and get ready for some major opportunities soon. So that's it for the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed and hope it provided some value to you. If so, make sure that like button and subscribe button. It helps me out a ton and I would greatly appreciate that. For anybody interested in joining the private Discord chat, that is the first link down in the description for all my personal trade alerts. And I will catch you all next time. Trade safe this week. Peace out.